Is there a more volatile, high-stakes currency in Major League Baseball than the failed starter-turned-elite reliever? It is a tale as old as the game itself. Think of Wade Davis, think of Andrew Miller, think of the guys who couldn't quite navigate a lineup 3 times but became absolute monsters when asked to empty the tank for 3 outs. Welcome back, everyone, to our ongoing deep dive into the 2026 Toronto Blue Jays roster. Today, we are dissecting a player who might just be the linchpin of this entire bullpen, a man who went from a statistical disaster in Minnesota to a postseason record breaker in Toronto. We are talking about the flamethrower Lewis Varland. As we analyze the 40-man roster for this upcoming campaign, Varland stands out not just for what he did, but for the chaotic journey that brought him here. To understand the value Varland brings to the 2026 squad, we have to respect the abyss he climbed out of. Born in St. Paul, Minnesota, he was living the local dream, drafted by his hometown Twins in the 15th round of 2019. But the dream turned into a nightmare on the mound. Between 2022 and 2024, Varland was trying to survive as a starter, and the league was eating him alive. His 2024 season was frankly catastrophic, a 7.61 ERA, and a FIP of 5.54 over nearly 50 innings. He was getting hit, and he was getting hit hard. The Twins had a choice: cut bait or reinvent him. They chose the latter, shifting him to the bullpen full-time in 2025. The result? Instant alchemy. He posted a sparkling 2.02 ERA in 51 games for Minnesota, striking out nearly 24% of the batters he faced. He found his identity. But the real drama began at the trade deadline. The Blue Jays, desperate for bullpen reinforcement to fuel their World Series push, made a move that split the fan base. They acquired Varland and Ty France, but the cost was steep. Top pitching prospect Kendry Rojas and the surging outfielder Alan Roden, a guy we've talked about extensively as a potential future star. At the time, it felt like a massive overpay for a reliever with half a season of success. And initially, it looked like a disaster. Varland arrived in Toronto and seemingly forgot how to pitch, posting a 7.36 ERA in his first month. The trade bust, whispers were getting loud. Fans were looking at Alan Roden's potential and wondering if the front office had been fleeced. But in baseball, as in life, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And what Lewis Varland did next didn't just salvage the trade. It might have secured the Blue Jays' bullpen for the next half-decade. The transformation of Lewis Varland from a deadline liability to a trusted weapon is a case study in resilience and raw stuff. After that rocky first month in Toronto, something clicked. Whether it was a mechanical tweak by Pete Walker or just acclimating to the pressure of the AL East, Varland locked in. In his final 9 innings of the regular season, he was untouchable, posting a 1.00 ERA and FIP of 3.14. He forced manager John Schneider to trust him. And folks, when we say trust, we aren't talking about low-leverage mop-up duty. We are talking about a historic workload that pushed the limits of human endurance. Let's talk about the 2025 postseason. It was a grind, it was emotional, and Lewis Varland was the heartbeat of that bullpen. He appeared in 15 of the Blue Jays' 18 playoff games. Let me repeat that: 15 out of 18. That set a new major league record for appearances in a single postseason run. He was the ultimate rubber arm. Every time the phone rang, Varland was ready. He finished that playoff run with a 3.94 ERA, but context is king here. His numbers were inflated by a single swing, a home run by the behemoth Aaron Judge. Take that away, and you're looking at dominance. He wasn't just eating innings. He was battling the best hitters on the planet on zero rest, night after night. Why was he so effective? It comes down to the arsenal. When Varland moved to the bullpen, his velocity ticked up. We are talking about a fastball that now averages 98.1 miles per hour. In the modern game, you cannot survive in high leverage without elite velocity, and Varland has it in spades. But he isn't just a thrower, he's a pitcher. He pairs that heater with a nasty Euro slider, a curveball that drops off the table, and a changeup to keep lefties honest. This 4-pitch mix is rare for a reliever, Usually guys simplify to 2 pitches. This depth allows him to navigate through a lineup even if one pitch isn't working that night. The heavy usage in the playoffs proved 2 things. First, that his arm can handle the stress, and second, that John Schneider views him as indispensable. Going into 2026, the question isn't can he pitch? It's how do we manage him so he doesn't burn out? The Jays rode him hard because they had to, but a full season of Louis Varland requires a more balanced approach to keep that 98 miles per hour electric through October. As we look ahead to the 2026 campaign, Louis Varland represents something every general manager covets: cost-controlled excellence. The pain of losing prospects like Rojas and Rodin is mitigated by the fact that Varland isn't a rental. He is under team control through the 2030 season. He doesn't even hit salary arbitration until the end of this season. In a world where elite relievers are commanding $15 to $20 million a year on the open market, having a guy with Varland stuff making league minimum or close to it is a massive competitive advantage. It allows the Jays to spend money elsewhere, like on the rotation or the lineup, while maintaining a formidable bullpen. The projections for 2026 are incredibly encouraging. The Steamer projection system sees the 28-year-old settling in with a 3.45 ERA and a strikeout rate hovering around 25%. But the more optimistic OPSY model predicts a breakout, forecasting a 3.22 ERA. If he hits those numbers over 65 to 70 innings, he is one of the most valuable relievers in the American League. There is also a legitimate conversation brewing about his role. With the volatility of the closer position across the league, Varland has the makeup and the stuff to handle the 9th inning. If there are injuries or struggles at the back end, don't be shocked if Varland starts racking up saves. He has the bulldog mentality. You need to get those final 3 outs. So, was the trade worth it? Looking at the long-term picture, the answer is trending towards a resounding yes. You need prospects to acquire proven talent, and Varland has proven he can handle the brightest lights. He enters 2026 not as a question mark, but as a foundational piece of the pitching staff. He is ready for his first full season wearing Blue Jays blue, and if the playoffs were any indication, he is going to be a fan favorite for a long time. Now, I want to turn the mic over to you guys. We saw Varland pitch in 15 playoff games, an absolute warrior effort. Do you think that heavy workload is a concern heading into 2026, or does it prove he's the workhorse we've been missing? And looking back at the trade, do you miss Alan Rodin, or are you happy we have a guy who throws 98 miles per hour under contract until 2030? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button if you're excited to see Varland bring the heat this year, and stay tuned for our next roster breakdown. The season is almost here,